Welcome to the I Want to Be Happy podcast. I would love to introduce you to our host, Vikki and Nate of the Mindset Team, who will guide you on the path to discovering your emotional intelligence and celebrate your accomplishments. Please grab yourself a warm beverage, get comfy, and join the conversation. Now, to your host, Vikki and Nate.
Good morning, Vikki.
Good morning, Nate.
So here we are recording episode number 2 of our podcast.
So exciting.
And what topics have you come up with for us today?
Things don't have to be perfect. We don't have to be perfect.
And for the record, this is coming up right before Christmas. We hope
It
to have this episode out right before Christmas, but it applies year-round.
It does.
But the stress levels about perfection and expectations around Christmas and the holiday season are huge.
They are.
So, what do we need to know about perfect? I think perfect sounds like a pretty good idea, right? We should all want to be perfect all the time.
Why aren't we perfect already? Wow, that's a novel concept, isn't it? Okay, to think that you're perfect just the way you are. Now, I have to tell you all this little story because as we were getting ready for this podcast, Nate is wonderful about doing these things, but he's trying to fix his mustache that he wants to look perfect as a perfect circle and round and handlebar. And he's doing just that. He's working at it.
Thank you for telling everybody that imperfection. Let's just air that at the beginning.
Exactly right. Because the thing
All
isn't
polish is
right.
lost.
That's right. Because it's not perfect. And it's never going to be perfect. That's what makes you. And the thing is, we all stress over the holidays or an event that's coming up that we have to look perfect for, or that we have to be perfect. We have to say the perfect thing. And if we don't, what's going to happen? Nothing.
So out of curiosity, Vikki, where does all this come from? These ideas that we have to be perfect. We all walk around with that. It seems like
it
a
comes from
natural
everyone.
thing.
It comes from everywhere. Media, art. Everybody for many years wanted to have that Norman Rockwell painting life, where they bring out this turkey, this gorgeous, big, brown, wonderfully cooked turkey. I have to tell you, that's happened to me once in many years. Okay, because
You've served a lot of
usually I have, but I've only gotten that big, brown, beautiful one like the painting once. I can never achieve it again.
Okay.
Okay, and it doesn't matter.
You don't seem ultimately disappointed in yourself and as a
No,
as a failure for not cooking a Norman Rockwell turkey every year.
no,
fact,
I'm happy.
I'm pretty happy with our turkeys. They're moist. We figured out how to spatchcock them, which look that up if you haven't done that before.
But the thing is that we stopped being perfect years ago.
I was perfect years ago? All right. You all heard it here
What?
first from my wife. I was perfect years ago.
You were. And
Thank
you're
you.
still perfect today.
Oh.
Because you've stopped trying to be perfect.
Okay, so that comes back to some basic human drive and goal and what we're here for in our existence.
Yes.
And our goal is to strive. We're all here. We're all doing the best we can. That seems like perhaps that is the purpose rather than for everybody in this entire species to be here and failing at being something they're not.
Yes, that's correct. Because the thing is that everybody tries to live up to somebody else's expectation.
Somebody else's expectation.
Yes. And when you do that, you're so busy trying that you're not you, that you're not being you.
I'm trying to be something that I think somebody else wants me to be.
Have you ever tried to pick up a pencil?
Sure. What do you mean try to pick up a pencil? I can pick up a pencil.
Okay. So the pencil's laying on the desk.
Right?
I want you to try to pick it up. And
No.
you did it.
Oh?
You didn't try to pick it up.
No,
You
I just picked it
actually
up.
did.
Yes, I did. I just reached over and picked up this pen.
But that's the difference. Everybody's trying to be something they're not instead of being what they are. So if you're trying to pick up that pencil, you wouldn't be able to do it.
So if I'm trying to pick up this invisible pencil, it's not really here because I've made it up in my head that the expectation is I should pick up a pencil. Got that because everybody told me my whole life I should pick up a pencil right now.
That's right.
And there's no pencil here. I can grasp at this all day long and it's not possible. It's just,
That's
it's
right.
not what I'm here to do.
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay. because you're either going to do it or you're not going to do it. There is, it became popular back, I don't know when, in the Star Wars movies, when Yoda said, there is no try, there's only do. Because you can't try to be perfect. You already are.
Okay, I can keep. Oh, so what I'm trying to do is not be perfect because that's already a given. Because of the fact that I'm a human being, I am doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm here on this earth to do and to figure out, because life is a process and learning.
Right.
So I already am perfect. All the stuff I'm trying to do is reach expectations.
Somebody else's.
Of perfection.
Yes.
Not actually be perfect, because I picked up this pen right here, and I am thinking about how I should have picked up a paintbrush, done some other thing completely.
Some other way. Maybe you should have picked it up from the point end instead of the click end.
Because
maybe you should have picked it up with your right hand instead of your left. Maybe you should have tried to pick it up with your elbow.
So all the expectations that other people have that I'm busy trying to live up to is really what we're trying to do.
Yes.
When what we are is perfect.
Exactly right.
Even though we're flawed. Like, what if I sleep in too late, I stay up too late, I drink too much soda, or whatever my problems are. I'm late to work, I don't like my job.
But those choices are the choices and decisions you made in your perfect existence.
How's that my perfect existence? I'm miserable and caffeinated.
Nah. That's your expectation of something else. So in other words, Nate, you would be unhappy if you gamed all night long, if you stayed up late and drank all night long.
I would be unhappy.
Okay.
But some people are still unhappy with that and still continue to do it.
And that's changeable. That's the thing that people forget, is everything is changeable.
And everything is a path. We're really on the path.
Right.
So whether I stay up and drink too much soda and game all night or not, whether that's the perfect end point for my existence, it's really not about the end point. Because here's another way to look at it. Here's another way to look at this. Take it back, say, 40 years to where computers were an extremely expensive, big thing. The fact that I would have the luxury to play a game, that would right there be a huge statement of accomplishment.
That's right.
The fact that I can have carbonated beverage from filtered water and ingredients around the world that we just take for granted and can buy for under $1, that is still a major accomplishment by many standards. There are many people in the world that do not have that luxury.
That's correct.
For the record, I drink almost no soda and I don't stay up and game, but this is working here for us right now. If I see that as a great stepping stone on my path, that's awesome. Go me.
Right.
If I see myself as I'm not perfect yet, I haven't reached the perfect score, or I'm not at, I don't turn it off every night at exactly 9 o'clock to go to bed at 9:15 so I can get up at 4. I'm not there.
But the thing is that those decisions are perfect for certain people. And the thing is that everybody makes a choice that is right for them. Now, sometimes we make bad choices, sometimes we make bad decisions, and we learn from them.
Yeah, that's the key.
But
the key is we must learn from them.
Exactly. But just because I'm not going to stay up and I'm not going to drink all night and game.
Neither am I. That's not right for me either.
But that's my choice. But it's not perfect for me. But for somebody else, it's perfect for them.
My choices are not best for other people, and their choices are not best for me. But
exactly right.
Given that every human being has a unique set of circumstances, there's a unique best answer for each person.
Right. But in that circumstance, they are still the most perfect them they can be.
That's tough for me to wrap my head around, because I have been told my whole life that I should be doing things different. I should be far more considerate of other people. I need to take other people I need to take care of other people first, not myself. If I'm spending time playing a computer game, it's greedy and I am only taking care of myself because there's no benefit to anybody else. What am I doing?
However, if you don't take care of yourself first, then you can't take care of anyone else.
That's the key right there. I've heard the saying that you can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly right.
And you must take care of yourself first in order to have more to give. So if my goal was to be selfless and live to all these expectations and take care of everybody else, I could take that vow of poverty and make sure that I gave away every penny I ever earned, and over the course of my lifetime, give away several $1,000s. Or I could spend a period of time as a fairly selfish person, make millions or $1 billion, and then give it away for the second half of my life, which is quite a common thread for many entrepreneurs that make it big money, is that they spend the first period of their life acquiring as much as humanly possible, and then the latter part giving away millions or even billions of dollars. So who ended up giving away, the person with the vow of poverty or the person who took care of themselves first and then gave?
Both.
Both.
They both gave to what they could do. They both gave away perfectly to what they could do. Now, but they do, and somehow or another, even look at Mother Teresa, she gave and gave.
And never owned a thing.
Nope. But she also took care of herself. She made sure she ate. She made sure she slept. She made sure she had time or pray. Those were her important things. She took care of that first before she went out into the world and gave to millions or did for millions. Okay. So even though you don't have to be selfish and take everything, okay, and just do for you. There has to be a balance. But if you don't take care of yourself first, you can't take care of anybody else.
Interesting.
And that's what makes you perfect.
Is taking care of myself and then others?
But it makes you perfect because you're happy doing whatever it is.
Finding happiness.
That's right. Both Mother Teresa and the billionaire, they both were happy in their own self at what they did their way.
So the real answer then is not to get stressed about all the things I'm supposed to be, which is selfless like Mother Teresa, selfless like a billionaire, but instead, what does Nate need? What can I give? What can I earn? What can I do? And those are answers that are unique to me.
Yes.
Not anybody else. Nobody else can say, hey, Nate needs to do this, that, or that. They can all say that I should be doing this,
and
that,
they
or that.
will.
And they will, and they do. But in reality, what I need to do is get strong enough to develop my own strength to listen to what I need to do and then do that.
And be more you.
Because the funny thing is,
that's the perfect one.
The perfect one is working on being our authentic selves, being me, you being more Vikki, our listeners being more whoever it is they are. And the beautiful thing about that is that it's not about some sort of a perfect destination at the end of, I'm good now. Instead, it's we're on this path. I'm going to figure it out. Yeah, it's flawed. It's by design flawed. But each one of these things is to get us where we need to go as we figure these things out.
That's correct.
So it's like take a really fancy race car, whatever your fanciest car is, and imagine this thing. And is it designed to go down the perfectly smooth road at all times, or is it supposed to be flexible when there's gravel on the road and extra turns and the tire gets flat or it gets dirty or whatever? It's meant to be versatile.
Yes.
It is meant to be able to handle adversity rather than just live under perfect circumstances.
That's correct.
And we are, as humans, the same way.
That's correct.
Hey, here's life. A life. We're going to throw all we can at you. Have some life. And how flexible can you really be with it? And learning that adaptability and that flexibility and getting through the crummy times, that's perfection.
Yes, that's exactly right. And so therefore, then you are perfect. You have to stop trying to be perfect. Stop trying to make your situation perfect. Or stop trying to make the holidays perfect or the event perfect.
The events are sloppy.
They are.
And if you look at
they're messy.
Every realistic Christmas movie, I know there's a lot of very nice, fanciful ones out there that just always show the idyllic, whichever. But the reason those are so appealing is because that's not real life. Real life is sloppy family things where you get conflict and you have your grown kids coming and causing whatever stuff you didn't work through back when they lived at home, or having to go visit your parents and having to deal with being treated like that, and bringing boyfriends and girlfriends back over, and the stresses and the troubles. And
yes,
life is ugly.
Life is messy.
And that's the beauty of it, is that it's supposed to be. Your experience isn't this, let's all show up, be well-mannered, quiet, and all get along with perfect communication without having to do anything because we all know everything already. It just doesn't happen that way.
No. I don't know anybody's life that does.
Well,
But
taking the end goal, thinking through these expectations about perfection and thinking them through and say, okay, what is it like if we are perfect? What is perfect and what does it really look like? It turns into a kind of a silly cartoon.
yes, because everybody's idea of perfection is different.
So okay, let's pretend for just a moment that I reach my perfect idea of what I think my perfect self is based on today. No, I'm
Okay.
going to learn something tomorrow. I'll be even better tomorrow, but let's pretend that I'm this. And let's pretend you're your perfect whichever, and we both walk in to serve turkey together. It's going to be different.
Yes,
How can we have two different ideas of perfect?
exactly right.
Like, clearly the asparagus goes on the left.
Of course it does.
You don't want
Yeah.
asparagus anyway. That's where the
No,
broccoli goes.
That's right. What
So
are we
wait a minute.
thinking?
We're both perfect, and
And
here we
what's
are.
really funny is that we're both going to try to make that turkey perfect.
Yeah.
But I'm not even going to make turkey.
Exactly. Because your perfect idea is you're going to do something that is
That's
a new
right.
idea. Turkey's been done, and what you really want is salmon.
That's it.
Okay, so we can have different ideas of perfection, still not necessarily. And then what? So what? Perfection, even perfection is sloppy when you take it down to its end point.
Yes, it is.
You could have a whole table of perfect people, and they would not necessarily agree.
No, they wouldn't agree. No.
No, not at all. Because
You would have 10 different opinions.
I'm very in touch. I feel like I need 10 grams of spinach today. Well, I didn't serve spinach. I got rice because I need carbs. I need spinach. So even two perfect people are in different spots.
Yes.
So really, between the lines on that is that perfection is flexibility in learning how to deal with somebody needs spinach and rice.
Mm-hmm.
Or in more real life terms, somebody who needs to be tolerant of change and at the same time appreciating the way things are and tradition and walking into a whole new thing and being okay with it.
That's right.
Because life is funny that way.
And just accept the mess. It's just going to be this way, and it's okay. It really is okay. I don't know anybody who got to the end of their life and said, wow, everything I ever did was perfect. Okay. They said, wow, I had fun doing this one. And oh, yeah, remember that time we had a mud pie fight?
Right.
Okay. That they're going to remember
The
that.
highlights, right? You're right. The highlights on reflection, you hear the deathbed reflections that people have or near-death experiences. And it's sloppy stuff. It's highlighted moments. It's that time you got your car stranded in the rain, in the mud,
Right.
and you figured out a way to do it and had a good old laugh over the whole thing. Or the time,
Right.
like some of our highlights, we've had a lot of highlights over the years.
We have.
And a lot of them are miserable.
Some of them are.
But they're intense and fun memories and these things that happened. It's the love of getting a new puppy, while at the same time, the tragedy of his death.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those are vivid memories, and you can't have one without the other.
No.
So
You can't have good without bad, and you can't have bad without good. And that's a topic for a different day.
oh, it is. We've got a pretty good list of upcoming topics.
Yes, we do.
Let's take a moment and do the Make Your Magic segment, Vikki. How would you have everybody make their magic today? What is the takeaway? And these Make the Magic segments are our listeners' takeaway for how they can improve their lives with a few simple steps, brought to you by Vikki.
First of all, do something for yourself, something small. Go to the store, buy yourself your favorite candy bar, and eat it. And enjoy every minute of it. Make that a perfect moment in your day.
Even though it's a candy bar and it might not be the
Doesn't
perfect thing for
matter.
my diet, and I need.
It doesn't
What if
matter.
I don't like candy bars very much?
Then find a salad. Find your favorite food, your favorite snack, potato chips. I don't care.
But a snack, it's
Some
something to eat.
kind of something that you would not normally do for you. Okay? Something that you would not normally eat,
Okay, what does eating have to do with accepting perfection?
because that whatever it is you're eating, let's say you're eating potato chips.
Okay.
Have you ever noticed that not every potato chip in the bag is perfect?
I have.
There you go.
But every chocolate bar is pretty much factory made, and those are pretty identical.
They are pretty identical. But my chocolate bar may be a little different because mine may have sat in the store a little longer than yours, so mine might be a little melted.
So what we're doing is looking at the imperfection of food that we're
Right.
tasting and recognizing that it can still bring us great happiness.
That's exactly right.
So take a look at it as you
Uh-huh.
eat whatever this thing is,
Whatever it
or
is.
enjoy, or have a drink of something.
Candy bar.
It can be a drink of something wonderful
Right.
too.
Have a cup of
A cup of coffee, tea, wine,
anything.
whatever it is you've got. Ginger tonic
But
water.
take that 10 minutes. That's all it takes is 10 minutes to sit and enjoy whatever it is you're going to choose to eat or drink.
And think about it, be present with it,
Right.
recognize that It might not be perfect. It might have a little bit too much sugar. It might have not quite enough. It might need to be a little bit sweeter. Maybe these chips are a little bit too salty. Maybe you got the really healthy ones and you think these things really are some salt.
But take all of your senses and use them to enjoy whatever it is you choose to eat
And then the
for that
takeaway
10 minutes.
is that it brought you pleasure.
That's
Perfect or
right.
not, whatever state it is,
Doesn't matter.
it brought you pleasure. And think about the happiness that the simple $2 exercise, think about the happiness it brought you, the awareness of having this thing brought you, and then multiply that by 1,000,000 and think about what maybe it's like when somebody else gets to be around you.
Right.
Imperfect as you are, imperfect as we are, think about what you bring to the table anyway. One of the secrets I read this week, one of the secrets to long life and people who are still active past their 80s and live above average lives is they have a positive mindset. And I don't mean feeling good or feeling bad. What I mean is they think about what they're able to do. They think about the things they can do, the places they can go, the people they do know, rather than their bad hip, their bad lungs, or inability to get someplace. They can't go to the grocery store because they need to. They think about what they have rather than what they don't. And that's one of those secrets to long-term functional happiness in life. And this right here, knowing that you are an asset and that we are all on this flawed path together, we're all figuring it out together, and we're all doing the best we can, that's very additive. That's very positive. That's very tolerant. It's
knowing that you're the best you can be today,
at this very moment.
this moment, that's all that matters. Because the 10,000 moments that are coming in the future aren't here yet.
No,
This is the one.
this is the best podcast I can do right now.
That's correct.
Your microphone's a little bit too close. I can hear a little bit of the noise in there. I'm going to do some better editing, but you know what? This is the best of my ability today.
That's right.
And I'm going to share it with the world. I'm going to put it out there, and you're going to hear me learn. This is all I got. This is the very best. My entire life has made it up to this moment, and this is the best I got. I can own that, and I know it's going to get better. And if I die on the way to the grocery store after this, well, you know what? I did my very best work till the very end.
Right.
I love you, Vikki. It's been great. Had a good run, or we get to record another one next week. We'll see how that goes. I'm guessing by the numbers we'll probably be here next week. But that's how we go. It's bring the best you've got with whatever it is you're doing and own it. Perfect or not, meeting your expectations or not, or especially, well, ignoring somebody else's expectations. Here we are.
That's right. Exactly right. Because you already are perfect. Stop trying. And just do.
Embrace what we are, I guess, is the lesson, right?
correct.
This is
That
what I got. So what do I do now? We'll hang this up. I'll hit the stop buttons. When I'm walking around today doing my thing, how do I take this with me? How do I make sure that I'm remembering this? What's the couple of word mantra I can take with me to remember all this?
Just do it.
Just do? That sounds like a shoe commercial.
It is. It might be. I don't know.
What do
but
you mean just do what?
Stop trying.
Do instead of try.
That's correct. Just
so whatever
do.
I'm doing is right.
Yes.
And we'll
And
talk about second guessing another time
that's
because
different one.
the very baseline, innermost fact of this is whatever I'm doing is the right thing.
That's correct.
And if it's not right and if it doesn't feel good, I can improve that. If it doesn't turn out like I want, I can improve that. If it's not a good set of habits or whatever, I can improve that. I can change anything, but whatever I'm doing, give it whatever I've got and do it.
That's correct. Give it your all.
All right. And then, so I just don't need to worry about, again, worry and second guessing. These are all future things. This is all different stuff about how I make decisions and what I do with it. But that's for another time. We'll get to that.
We will.
Right now, it is really just do the thing, own doing the thing to the best of my ability with the tools I've got at hand,
That's right.
and be at peace with that
That's correct.
through the holidays. So if I don't get you the perfect gift, I don't need to worry about that. I will get you a very good gift. And if it turns out that it's just something you don't like, I will learn from it and I'll do better next time. It brought up a lesson. We'll communicate through something. I'll learn something about you.
Yes.
You'll learn something about me, and we will communicate through it and be better off in the long run because we had this hiccup.
That's correct.
So even the hiccups are perfect and intentional.
Yes.
Yeah, remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the adversity, it's there to help.
Yeah.
If we learn from it.
That's correct.
So the only thing we can really do wrong is beat our heads against the wall over and over again and not learn from it.
Not learn.
Interesting. So we've really got to open our eyes, pay more attention to the way the world is, the way we work with it, and life will get better and better.
Exactly.
All right. That was really useful, Vikki. I'm learning something today, and I live with you.
That's good.
That's good. Thank you very much. And please tell your friends about this podcast.
Please do. Share it everywhere.
We're brand new and just
are.
getting started, and really appreciate every listen. I can go in every week as I'm uploading and doing all the back end things of this and seeing, hey, look, we had a new person listen.
That's exciting for me.
It doesn't tell me who, but it does show listeners and what part of the world you're from, which is really cool. So
please share it with everybody.
Yep.
Have a great and wonderful, magical day. And we will talk to you next time.
Thank you so very much, Vikki.
Thank you for listening to the I Want to Be Happy podcast. We can't wait for the next time. But until then, please feel free to reach out to Vikki and Nate to keep the conversation going. Remember to visit our website at themindsetteam.com to sign up for our newsletter.